We are always looking for a miracle, a simple answer to a complex problem. But what if the healing you desperately seek is not found in a leaf, but in a profound shift of your own awareness? I invite you to stay with me. The final insight we will reach together is the reason you are truly here. You cannot miss it. Searching externally. We begin this journey because we have heard a beautiful promise. The promise of a single leaf, a simple tincture that can wash away the problems we carry in our bodies. The idea that one thing can destroy sickness, melt away the fat, and purify our blood is incredibly alluring. It speaks to a deep part of the human mind that craves a simple solution, a reward without the struggle. And this is not a weakness, it is a natural human tendency. Who would choose to climb the long, arduous mountain path if they were offered a secret passage directly to the peak? The mind will almost always choose the easy way. But this is where we must pause and use our wisdom. We have to ask a more fundamental question. Why do these problems exist in the first place? These ailments, whether it is diabetes, high cholesterol, or an accumulation of fat around the belly, are not the root cause. They are symptoms. They are the final desperate messengers from a system that has been living in a state of disharmony for a very long time. Your body, in its incredible intelligence, is simply reflecting back to you the consequences of your daily conduct, your habits, your thoughts, and the way you live. It is a message. To look for a miracle leaf is to attempt to silence this messenger. It is the equivalent of hearing a fire alarm and searching for a way to muffle the sound instead of looking for the fire. This search for an external cure becomes a profound distraction from the real work. All the energy we spend researching, buying, and hoping for that one magical item only serves to reinforce a dangerous belief that you are not in control, that the power for healing exists somewhere outside of you, and that you must find it to be saved. This is a mindset of helplessness. It gives away the one thing you cannot afford to lose, your own power, your own agency. The real path to wellness, to the deep healing that you seek, does not begin by looking at the world outside of you. It begins with the courageous act of turning your attention inward. It requires an honest, non-judgmental look at your life. What are the subtle patterns? What is the day-to-day conduct that has created the physical reality you are now experiencing? This is not about feeling guilty or blaming yourself. Blame is a useless burden. This is about achieving clarity. It is about taking radical responsibility, not as a punishment, but as the ultimate act of empowerment. The cure was never in the leaf. The power has always been within your own ability to choose a different way, to walk a different path, starting right now. Internal imbalance. Let us now consider these afflictions more deeply. What is a fat belly? Is it just extra tissue? Or is it perhaps a physical manifestation of all the things we have been unable to mentally and emotionally digest? It is the storage of unprocessed feelings, of anxieties we soothe with food, of the comfort we seek externally because we cannot generate it internally. The body in this way becomes a physical record of our inner turmoil. When we are constantly living in a state of stress, anger, or sadness, our system responds. It might create a kind of physical armor to protect a vulnerable inner world. The issue is not the fat itself, but the mindset that laid the foundation for its arrival. In our tradition, we often speak of poisons, but the most dangerous poisons are not the ones you might find in a plant or a chemical. The deadliest poisons are the ones generated by our own minds. There is the poison of incessant wanting, of greed that leaves us forever unsatisfied. There is the poison of anger and frustration, which burns through our system like a hot fire, disrupting its delicate balance. And there is the poison of ignorance, of not understanding who we are or why we do the things we do. These mental states have a direct, tangible effect on our physical bodies. They alter our hormones, our digestion, and our inflammation levels. So when we hear a phrase like destroy diabetes or destroy bad cholesterol, we must be very careful with this language. This is the language of warfare. But who are you at war with? The sickness is not an invading army. It is a part of you that has become imbalanced. It is a part of you that is crying out for help. To declare war on it is to declare war on yourself. This approach only deepens the internal conflict, creates more stress, and brews more of the very poison that led to the problem. The path is not one of destruction but of reconciliation. It is about learning to listen to the part of you that is hurting and providing what it truly needs: balance, attention, and a profound inner peace. You cannot have a calm and healthy body if you are living in a state of constant inner battle. A body that functions properly is simply the natural result of a harmonious inner environment. When you consciously cultivate calm, discipline, and awareness, the body has an innate ability to heal itself. It knows how to find its equilibrium. We have just forgotten how to give it the proper conditions. The imbalance we see is not a curse. It is a call to return, a call to purify the source of our well-being, the mind itself. True mastery. Now we can finally understand the true meaning of the single leaf. After journeying inward, we can see it not as a plant, but as a profound principle. The true miracle leaf that holds the power to transform these conditions is the power of a single conscious choice. It is the leaf of singularity, the immense power contained in one moment of pure, focused awareness. This is the leaf. This is the miracle. It is the moment you finally stop searching outside yourself for a savior and decide to become the source of your own salvation. It is the conscious choice to take one breath with intention, to go for one walk, to eat one nourishing meal, just one. This is the very essence of self-mastery. True transformation is not born from a sudden, overwhelming overhaul of your entire life. That approach is brittle and often leads to failure. Real change is born from the mastery of a single unit. The martial artist does not master the art of fighting. He masters a single punch, a single block, and he practices it 1,000,000 times until it is perfect. The power is in the complete devotion to the simple, fundamental unit. Your one leaf is your devotion to this present moment. It is the one choice you can make right now to honor your own well-being. This is how you reclaim your power from a scattered, chaotic mind. This single act is like planting a seed in the garden of your life. When you plant that seed and care for it with your attention and consistency, it will inevitably grow. One conscious choice will lead to another, then another. Before you know it, you have established a new pattern, a new habit. A habit, when practiced with devotion over time, becomes part of your very character. It becomes who you are. This is the gradual, patient, and beautiful path of true and lasting change. It is not a sudden lightning strike, but the slow and steady rising of the sun. This is the understanding that changes everything. Once you feel the power of your own choice, even in one tiny aspect of your life, the illusion of helplessness shatters. You realize that the story you have been telling yourself, that you are a victim of your circumstances, is not true. The power was never in a leaf, a pill, or a promise. It was always in the quiet potential of your own consciousness. The miracles of health that people seek are simply the natural and unavoidable consequences of living a life of self-mastery, one conscious choice at a time. So the task is no longer to search for the leaf. The task is to become it. That incredible power you have been seeking, the strength to heal and to change, is not lost in some ancient text or a distant land. It has simply been waiting patiently within you. It is found not in a fable, but in the profound, unshakable decision to take gentle, loving command of your own inner world. This is the path. This is the cure. The miracle has always been and will always be you. YouTube comment: I have watched so many videos looking for an easy fix. I came here for a leaf and you showed me a mirror instead. The part about not going to war with your own body but learning to reconcile with it, that just shifted my entire understanding. I've spent so much energy fighting myself. It's exhausting. Today, for the first time, I feel like I can stop fighting and start healing. Thank you. This is the most important video I've ever seen.